Hey everyone, this is Star. We'll be doing an August 2025 reading for someone here. Let's see who. Scorpio. It is you. Let's take a look. Let's see what energy you're coming into this month with. At the bottom, we have balance. All right, so the three cards that you drew are service, trust, and abundance. I feel like a lot of you are finding your purpose. We're accepting your purpose. Because I'm getting the sense like some of you knew what this was, but you weren't actually pursuing that or whatever it is, for whatever reason. Maybe you were scared, maybe, I don't know, you felt like the money wasn't actually there. I'm getting the sense that there's a need to have faith here for some of you. There's some kind of journey that you're on when it comes to your career and what you feel called to do, regardless of your stage in life, regardless of your age. So you could be, just getting out of college, getting out of school, or you could be someone who's very, like, a lot more mature, and you're feeling like you're starting over, like you're just now wanting to pursue what you feel is really your calling. It's like you're trusting where life is taking you, where life is calling you. And I'm getting for a lot of you, your approach to life maybe in the past was to chase the money, the status, the abundance. And you realize that that was not fulfilling you, wasn't, maybe you had the money that you were in search of. Maybe you didn't, so some of you. But let's say that you did. It still wasn't fulfilling you in the way that you thought it would. There was still like a void. And so I feel like for a lot of you, this was by design, because it wasn't the approach that you were meant to take. So there's a sense here that there's something that you're meant to do. You're meant to be giving back. You're meant to be doing for others. And that is what is actually going to fulfill you. And in doing that, and you being satisfied or happy or fulfilled in seeing what you can do for others, the abundance actually comes without you having to chase it. So it's like you were very much focused on the abundance first, and your fulfillment took second place, right? And I feel like a lot of you may be changing your approach. You're prioritizing your sense of fulfillment in actually feeling like you're making a difference in the world. And in doing so, you're going to be compensated or blessed in ways that you never thought possible, or ways that you just, I don't know. I feel like a lot of you had this very I don't know how to describe it, but your work ethic didn't allow you to just follow your heart. It was more so about following the numbers. So it was very much 3D based. And I feel like a lot of you are on this ascension journey where you're interacting with the world more on a 5D level. And that's where your fulfillment is being found. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. So there's something that you've been putting into something for a long time. But Seven of Pentacles is like the work is being put in, but you haven't quite seen the fruits of your labor yet. Actually, it goes the other way. You know, it's like the harder you work, the more you have to pay out, or the more situations arise where it's 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. It's never really a consistent upward motion. I'm seeing work here, but the Queen of Pentacles is a very nurturing energy. So again, whatever work is being done, it's from a place of nurturing. But now we have here the Five of Wands. Let's see. Interesting. I'm getting here, there's someone who, whatever it is that you do, and I feel like this is not just with work, just in general, in the general approach to life, right? I feel is like to not be as emotionally invested, because I keep getting these energies like Queen of Pentacles, Empress, very motherly, nurturing energies, but I feel like there's a resistance to that. So it's like whatever you want to do, you don't want to be too attached to it. You know? Say, for example, it's a business, because it's kind of hard to talk about it using any other, but anyway, say it's a business. If you're approaching it from like an Empress standpoint, that's like your baby. You know, you're very much attached to that business. You put your heart and soul into it. It's your baby. That's what's going to make you proud. That, you know, like how you would feel about a child. But if you're taking a more detached approach, say like a King of Swords approach, it's like, okay, I'm going to do this because it's going to make me money. And if it doesn't make me money, I'll just close it. We'll bankrupt it. We'll, you know, whatever. Chapter 7, chapter whatever. And we'll move on. We'll open up something else. We'll do something else, because we're only chasing the money. So I feel like somebody's still struggling with that. Because there's something you want to pour your heart and soul into, but you've seen that because you haven't done that, there's like this sense of detachment to whatever it is you're approaching. You haven't been able to really manifest because your heart isn't really there. And you could be logical all you want, but if your heart isn't really there, it's just, I mean, it hasn't worked so far, so you make your own determinations. So for some of you, this can be, because I feel like for this has a lot to do with what you choose to do is your career, or where you choose to put your energy, your day-to-day energy. I feel like that has a lot to do with this, but I also keep getting this energy of like relationships. So maybe that's your approach to relationships as well, is a more detached approach, not as heart-centered. But I don't know if there's someone who maybe has triggered certain deeper emotions, or something to do with a mother. I keep seeing a mother energy here. So it could be your mother, the mother of your children. There's something here to do with a mother. Or you as a mother. Someone is like commitment phobic. I keep seeing that. There's a detachment. That's what I keep seeing. I keep seeing somebody wanting to be very detached. Yeah, someone doesn't want. But at the same time, that approach, whether it be in relationships, whether it be in their overall how they make money, because I feel like money is something that also keeps coming up here as of importance, which it's important to all of us, but in this reading especially, it hasn't worked out. This detachment from the heart center, from the heart chakra. I feel like somebody's heart chakra has been closed, and that has held, if I'm speaking to you directly, that it has held you back from having a successful business, a successful career, successful relationships. Obviously, that would definitely hinder. The moon. I don't know. Somebody might be going through like a dark night of the soul, or just a deep dive into their emotions that maybe they haven't allowed. Five of Cups. Sadness, regret, depression even. Wow, Five of Pentacles, yeah. Someone feels a deep loss, having to let go of something that was once very much valued. There's a deep sense of loss. Also maybe feeling abandoned, like no one cares. Wow, why are all these cards, look, they're not all reversed. This is just how they're coming out. We have Temperance in reverse. Yeah, there's definitely emotions I feel like are kind of all over the place. There's not a sense of balance. I want to say somebody is depressed. There's a healing that needs to take place. Knight of Wands, again, reverse. Why did I say, it felt like, so this was the first card I got that was reverse, yet I felt like everything was reverse. Huh, that's interesting, okay. Knight of Wands, reverse. Hangman. There's a sense of stagnancy, not being able to get over something emotionally. Ten of Pentacles. This could be family related. We have the Emperor here. Oof, Ten of Swords. Someone is definitely mourning a loss. We have that Empress again. Okay. So we saw the Emperor and we have the Empress coming up here. Someone could be mourning for somebody, I want to say the death of a mother. For others of you, the ending of a relationship. A long-term committed relationship, or just mourning changes within a family. Like this could be having like empty nest syndrome, just mourning what used to be. There's a sense, a deep, like I said, deep sense of loss. Someone is depressed. Someone feels like they just can't get past something that happened, an ending, a major ending. But with that Empress there, I feel like, yes, there was a painful ending that happened here. The Empress is the creator of something new, something really beautiful. And I feel that that is a possibility here if you get yourself out of this stuck energy. In order to get yourself out of this stuck energy, lessons need to be learned, because the Hangman is about learning a lesson, seeing things from different perspectives. Knight of Cups reverse. I'm getting like somebody feels like they could have done more, they could have offered more, or someone didn't offer enough. You know, I don't know what side you're on. If you were the person that feels guilt over not offering or not doing more, or if you're on the side where you feel wronged by someone who didn't live up to certain promises or certain expectations even. Okay. We have, wow, okay. Huh. Ooh. I feel like if there's somebody new maybe, or a new connection, a new relationship coming into your life, or you may be going towards this new connection. Or it could be somebody that you broke up with, like a relationship that ended, that you could be making your way towards again. I don't know. It could be, because I do see here like a sense of regret and guilt even. So let's see. Yeah, look, someone's in their head thinking, but not taking action. Feeling like there is no action to take. Like, what can I possibly do? But there always is something to do. So I'm getting here in this shuffle, someone feeling like it's safer, or they're happier when there's no like responsibility. There's no attachment to responsibility. There's no expectations. But I feel like that's exactly what has kept you stuck. Yeah, in this waiting for something to flourish, waiting to see rewards, but all you've been experiencing is Three of Swords, broken heart, sadness. Someone saw past lies, deceit, and that ended a situation. All right, I don't know. Let's see. Okay, Five of Cups. Okay, Three of Cups reverse and the Moon. I'm getting like someone wallowing in self-pity. Very emotional with the Moon there. Not really wanting to socialize. Someone's depressed. I keep getting that. Depression. Justice. Ooh, wow. Okay. So somebody's feeling like they deserve this, or this is like they had it coming. You know, that kind of mentality. Like, oh yeah, I'm miserable right now because I had it coming. Again, I did pick up on like guilt. There's guilt about something. I don't know who's feeling that way. Five of Pentacles. When I say I don't know who's feeling that way, I'm not entirely sure that it's you, Scorpio, or this is someone you dealt with, or you're dealing with. Five of Pentacles. Clarifying the Five of Pentacles. So yeah, there's a sense of like being abandoned, being left out in the cold, a sense of lack, kind of like a victim mentality. An outsider, black sheep. Death card. This is your energy. So this could very well be you feeling like this. This is like not being forced to let go of something, but this is like a major loss, taking a loss, and not being able to come to terms with it, whatever this ending was. Like, it's not really over for you because you're still dealing with it on an emotional level. No. Wheel of Fortune. This was a very harsh change. And again, there's this feeling like I had it coming, or it was, I don't know. Like this was destined. This was beyond your control. This was destined. Beyond your control meaning the fact that a situation ended is not what you would have chosen. Not to say that events leading up to it you didn't play a part in. Okay, we have Temperance reverse, the Eight of Swords reverse. Ten of Pentacles. Someone walked away. So someone walked away from a long-term situation, I'll say. because they felt stuck, they felt mentally stunted. King of Cups. What's the Knight of Wands? Two of Pentacles. So, I don't like how that came out. I'm going to put that back, but we know what that was. That was the World in reverse. I was hesitating on saying this because I hate readings like this. But I do feel like for somebody out there, this might not be for all of you, but I feel like there's somebody who was involved in a relationship where they felt very much stuck. They felt like kind of confined, pushed to a corner. I don't know. Like it's not someone's nature to be what's the word? Tethered, tied down. And they may not have been, I don't know, it's almost like somebody felt controlled. They felt in a very controlled, like stifling environment. But I feel like with the Eight of Swords, this was more so in this person's head. So you'll know if this is you or not, or maybe it's your partner. Or it was your partner. Because I feel like that connection has ended. But I'm getting the sense of like a self-sabotage situation, that someone got so much in their head because of all the responsibilities. Because I feel like Ten of Pentacles is like a lot of responsibility, a lot of people counting on you, children involved, multiple generations involved here, all eyes on you. And there's somebody like succumbed to this pressure. This was a self-sabotage situation. And I feel like the way that whoever this is dealt with it was to act out. And in many cases, this was like infidelity. I see here Knight of Wands in reverse with the Two of Pentacles. That's like somebody, and Seven of Pentacles. This was repetitive. This was like not a one-time occurrence that, the next day someone's like, oh my gosh, what did I do? No, this was repetitive. This was like for funsies. Nine of Cups also can be someone who, well, here's the thing. So we have here the Temperance in reverse, and we have the Nine of Cups, sorry. The Temperance in reverse and the Nine of Cups so close together with this combination of cards. I feel like is somebody who is very like hedonistic, very much like they overindulge. They don't know when to stop. They don't want to have to stop. And I feel like that's what the problem is that I always say it's funny because Scorpio is like Taurus's sister sign, and we're like two sides of the same coin. I always say, like, if you want to make me do, it's very difficult to make a Taurus do something because of how stubborn they are. But I feel like if you want to make me do something, tell me not to. And I kind of get that vibe here. It's like, feeling like, oh, this is like, I can't do this. This is forbidden. And because there's this restriction, even though they may not want to, it's the fact that there's this restriction placed upon them that gets in their head, and they can't live with that. It makes them antsy. It makes them like they've lost themselves somehow. Stop, Leroy. So it's a self-sabotage situation. And I feel like now they're dealing, whoever this is, I feel like it's good in a lot of cases, it's going to be you. You're dealing now with the ramifications of these consequences. And now you're stuck in that. You're stuck in that pile of shit that was left over from this self-sabotage that you brought upon yourself. Hangman, 8 of Pentacles reverse. Yeah, so someone is stuck because the work that needs to be done hasn't been done. And the work that needs to be done maybe has to do with, like I said, some kind of deep dive into their own traumas, emotions, memories, that, a whole can of worms that somebody just does not want to open up. And until that can of worms is opened, we're not going to be getting this enlightenment that is needed in order to move to that next phase. 9 of Pentacles. I feel like that next phase has something to do with it has a lot to do with self-worth. There's something here about, because, there's a lot of people walking around with these big egos and very confident on the surface. But when you really dig a little deeper, it's really interesting that many of these people who are very confident on the surface and have these huge egos are usually the most insecure. And a lot of times I don't think they realize how, or maybe it's not that evident to everyone, but their mask is not as secure, I feel, as they think it is. So I feel like this work is really about feeling worthy within themselves to not have to chase superficial things, whether it be material things, status. It's about feeling good within themselves and secure within themselves to where they're able to open up their heart space to allow for a certain type of vulnerability that needs to happen in order to have, it's like someone is stopping their ability to feel completely fulfilled and happy because they just won't allow for vulnerability to occur. There's like a sense of like needing to control the circumstances. And if there's restrictions, obviously there's a lack of control. There's a restriction placed upon them. And if you're the one in control, you're the one putting the restrictions. You're not being restricted. So there's a conflict there. And that's affecting the way that the outcome of their relationships. The same way with, career wise and whatnot, and just their purpose in life is being affected, because if they don't just present themselves out in the world as truly who they are and just follow their heart, where their heart is calling them, to where what brings them fulfillment, without worrying about if that's going to afford them the status that they feel they need in order to gain respect. You know what I mean? It's like, I guess it's just a philosophical approach. But I feel like whoever this is has gone through enough experiences in life to identify that the pattern, that whatever approach, philosophical approach to life that has been followed thus far hasn't been working. Because if you think about anything in life, the more you chase it, the more it's going to run away from you. So the more you chase the status, the abundance, you might have it, but it's just going to run through your fingers like sand. Because it doesn't really belong to you, because you're not really open. Your heart space is not really open. It's not truly who you are. So it's being obtained under false pretenses in a way. And it's because of a lack of self-confidence. So I truly feel like there's somebody here who's walking around thinking that they're so confident or they're so secure in themselves, when in reality, it just doesn't seem like it. Because if you were secure, this situation of like having these so-called restrictions wouldn't bother you. It wouldn't trigger you into a self-sabotaging moment or moments, because this was Six of Pentacles. Yeah. Even if that abundance, because it keeps coming up, this abundance, this thought of abundance, even if that is given to you on a silver platter, like, what are you going to do with that? How is that going to affect the people around you, the people that you interact with, whether it be your family, your friends? Is that going to be positive? Is that abundance going to be used for something positive, to be of service? Or, how they say money will make an asshole just a bigger asshole? Ask yourself that. Will that make you a bigger asshole? I don't know. And I hope nobody takes offense to that, but I just get the sense that someone's purpose in this life, or their key to fulfillment, to truly being fulfilled, is actually the opposite of the way that they've been going. And I feel like the opposite is truly to give, rather than to approach situations, relationships, careers, whatever, from a standpoint of, what is this going to do for me? What am I going to get out of this? So it sounds cheesy, but I guess it's for someone else, for whoever's going through this, to really think about and see if this resonates with you, because it might not be your reading. The Star. The Sun. Wow. Seven of Swords, Ten of Swords. This is betrayal. Hermit. There was a lost opportunity in whatever this Ten of Pentacles was, this situation, this long-term relationship that was lost, this career that ended, however it applies. There was a lost opportunity because I feel with the Star being there was so much potential. It was maybe at a certain point idyllic in a way. In many ways, it could have been like what you've always dreamed of, like everything checked all boxes. But there was still betrayal, and there is definitely a need to take a deep dive here with the Hermit, to be by yourself, to take a journey on your own and think about why. Because that's the self-sabotage that we were talking about. Why that self-sabotage? Why that sabotage on something that was so like a dream come true, really, but once you had it, it seems like a prison. So is that really a dream come true, or was that, I should say, because I feel like it no longer is in your present moment. Was that really a dream come true? Or was it something that was instilled in you that was supposed to be a dream come true? And in reality, the truth was that is your prison. That was a prison to you. And if that's the truth, then that's okay. Like, not everybody is made for that. So I feel like, it's just a matter of like understanding yourself, being kinder to yourself, and in turn being kinder to others, because I feel like in that whole maybe not truly knowing where your happiness lied or what really you wanted, there was a lot of collateral damage. And thus this guilt. Yeah, this something you haven't been able to really put something to rest in order to move forward. You're still stuck in an ending that happened, that caused a lot of pain to you and to the people around you. King of Pentacles reverse. So there was a loss of stability, something that you built with another person or with a group of people. Yeah, okay. So with the King of Swords in reverse, I mean, this is somebody who's just is not honest. Maybe doesn't even see things clearly. I mean, could be somebody who's not honest even with themselves. Why is this Empress here? Who is this Empress? Page of Cups. Knight of Pentacles. The Emperor reverse. The Fool reverse at the bottom. So again, there was there's counterparts here that didn't This could be divine feminine, divine masculine, but I feel like there were feelings there, but your path wasn't aligned. So again, the Empress has very high expectations. She creates, she nurtures. There's a lot that's poured into whatever she creates. And it's with a very long-term vision. But with this Emperor in reverse being here, somebody was not ready to receive that. So, yeah. What's this Knight of Cups reverse? Page of Pentacles. High Priestess reverse. And the Eight of Wands reverse. At the bottom we have the Devil. So this opportunity, someone just didn't live up to whatever it was that they were offering. It looked like it had potential. It had everything that, you know, it was supposed to, all the ingredients were there. But when the truth was revealed, it was just evident that this was not going to go anywhere. This had no, someone just didn't have the motivation necessary to take this to where it had the potential to go. And this could have been because of insecurities. I feel like whoever this is someone who is very much burdened by what other people think, say, which would make sense, you know, if this is someone who's driven by status and, you know, because that's what I'm picking up on, is somebody who is very much like that, very superficial, materialistic, very 3D, and very much affected by how other people see them, how other people talk about them, whether or not people talk about them. That's what I'm getting. So someone is stuck mourning what happened in a particular connection that could have been something more, I guess. Or it could have been longer lasting, or, you know, whatever the case. Let's see the tea leaves for Scorpio. There we go. Okay, we have I. Psychic ability, trust your intuition. Seahorse, family matters. Yeah. Definitely dealing with some family matters here. We have lightning, control your anger or you will be sorry. Cat, two-faced friend. Claw, be careful, do not take risks. Huh. Turkey, someone is behaving stupidly. You've been getting this feeling that there's somebody around you who you cannot trust, and this person might be very close to you. I feel like maybe you have been ignoring this, but there's like a warning here not to ignore. Star, we have guaranteed success. Okay. Haystack, karma, you will reap what you have sown. That could be good or bad. Wind chimes, peace and harmony. Too many came out. Owl, good advice from a wise person. Parrot, someone will gossip about all your secrets. Whoa. Crib, birth or conception of a child or enterprise. Oops. Bull, plenty of material things. Carrot, opportunity or windfall. Lion, time to act. Okay, let's see. Oops. What do you need to trust your intuition on? The Sun. Ace of Swords. Okay. So there is a truth, something that you know to be the truth. Your intuition is like screaming at you. I feel like this is saying like you don't need validation from anyone. Look, you have this enlightenment. You already know the answer. There's something that you already know the answer to. You need to follow your intuition because that is the truth. Whatever it is that you're thinking, whatever you feel like you need to do, you need to follow. That is what it is. Don't doubt it. Family matters. We have, Four of Wands. What about family matters? We have the Six of Cups. Something about children. Let me do one more for that one. What about family matters? The Fool in reverse. Knight of Swords. So with that Knight of Swords in reverse there, and this being right next to control your anger, I feel like there's right now we are in a Mercury retrograde. I feel like everyone has to be very careful on how they communicate to others, what they say, that kind of thing, because I feel like things can get very much out of control, especially how you speak to children, because, words can be very hurtful, and sometimes they leave scars that are worse than actual physical abuse. So yeah, there's something here about being very careful in how you communicate with children. Not taking risks. And we do have that card here is be careful, do not take risks. So there's something here about not taking risks when it comes to your family or your children. Be very mindful when it comes to the people that you know you're very close to or that you live with. This could also be siblings. So yeah. Control your anger or you will be sorry. Yeah, 5 of Wands. So there could be some kind of argument that comes about maybe in the month of August. You are being asked to control yourself because it can get very much out of hand. And I would say because it's right next to family matters, this goes especially if it's family. Just walk away. Don't engage. Yeah, because it could have some long-lasting effects or somebody could be very emotionally affected by this and you will be sorry in the sense that it will hurt you to do that. Cat, a two-faced friend. Who is this two-faced friend? What does Scorpio need to know about this two-faced friend? Whoop. I don't like how those came out, so I'm going to put them back, but it is the 10 of Cups and the 4 of Cups. I feel like be careful with somebody offering you something that's too good to be true. Definitely use your intuition. If it feels like it's too good to be true, it probably is. Let me shuffle again. Who's the two-faced friend? Emperor reverse. This could be somebody who's very much like a control freak, or it could be an Aries. Could be like a boss or somebody who has like a job in authority, law enforcement maybe. But this is somebody who lacks self-control. They're very arrogant. So whoever fits those characteristics. Again, with the High Priestess in reverse, you know who this person is. You've already seen some red flags about this person. This person could be like quick to anger. What else about this two-faced friend? 9 of Wands reverse. I feel like this person has been trying to get you to trust them, to bring your guard down. Yeah, don't trust them. We have the moon here. There's something hidden. There's a hidden agenda. King of, I feel like this person is greedy. I don't know if there's somebody, maybe a friend or someone who, it says friend. So it could be like a friend who's trying to perhaps get into business with you, but they're not trustworthy. And I feel like you know that. So again, Aries could be Cancer as well, but I don't know. It's someone very arrogant, very like controlling, alpha type, like, but they're trying to get your guard to come down. They want you to trust them. Be careful. Do not take risks. Yeah. Don't take risks, especially when it comes to this person who you have like a feeling something's off. Yeah. About a decision that you don't know the whole story. You see how this woman is blindfolded? There's details that are not being told to you. This is something about plans, the future, decisions being made, but you're not being given all the details. 8 of Pentacles. There could be a possibility that you could lose money if you take this risk. Yeah, this is you. Look, King of Cups. Someone is behaving stupidly. Turkey. Who is that? Who's behaving stupidly? Hangman in reverse. Could be a Pisces. The World in reverse. The Devil. It's someone that you've been dealing with that you know is toxic in your life, but you haven't cut them off completely. Maybe it's time to cut them off because you're aware that this person is stupid. Okay? Guaranteed success. The Star. Ten of Wands. So whatever it is that you put, you know, all your effort and work into, you are guaranteed success. High Priestess. It's just flipped. Okay? Again, follow your intuition. I'm also getting, you should keep quiet and whatever it is you're working on, whatever you're doing, your goals, your hopes, your aspirations, don't share that with other people. You need to, like, maybe that's why it turned over. I feel like, yeah, keep that to yourself. I don't know. I feel like there's somebody around you who's like, they I don't know. They feel like they're in competition with you somehow. This could be having to do with, like, either you open a business with me, or you're in business with me, or you work with me, or you're my enemy. That's how, like, this person's mentality is. So if you're not in business with them, if you're not in bed with them, if that kind of thing, then you're an enemy, and they see you as competition. They see you, they want to slow you down. They don't want you doing better than them. So, yeah, there's something here about being very careful who you share your information with. Haystack. Karma, you will reap what you have sown. We have the Star. Okay, that's good. And the Wheel of Fortune. This is a card of karma. So, the Page of Pentacles. So you're getting some kind of opportunity, an olive branch that is being extended to you from the universe as a blessing. The Hermit. This might require you to do that inner soul work, that introspection. And I feel like if you do, you're being rewarded with a new opportunity. Okay? Wind chimes, peace and harmony. Whoa. Okay. Eight of Cups. All right. Nope. Magician reverse. Yeah. So I feel like what has been holding you back from manifesting, bringing new blessings into your life, is the fact that you've been holding on to past pains. You've been holding on to, like, emotional baggage. And with peace and harmony being here, these cards are clarifying peace and harmony. It's time that you let that go. Like, forgive yourself, forgive other people. The fives are about change. So it is, you have to be the one to choose to change and get yourself out of this mind space. And finally walk away. Leave that emotional baggage behind so that you free up that energy to actually start manifesting. Because it's there for you. It's just waiting for you to make that choice for yourself. We have Owl. Good advice from a wise person. Eight of Wands reverse. Whoops. The Three of Wands. The Seven of Wands. Yeah, I was just about to say, I feel like there's a blockage here. So this could be like somebody has been trying to reach you and they haven't been able to reach you. Maybe you have this person blocked, or this person will try to reach you, because this is also like, it could be future. There's a message that is trying to get to you. Someone is going to try to give you good advice, but I feel like you may not be open to receiving it. So you might miss out. That's what I'm seeing here. Let's see, Parrot. Someone will gossip about all your secrets. Who's this Parrot? Five of Cups. Whoa. Queen of Cups. Could be another water sign, another Scorpio or a Cancer or a Pisces. The Four of Pentacles reverse and the Moon. Could be a Cancerian person. I feel like whoever this is, this might be somebody who's like very emotional. They feel like, I don't know, like you hurt them or something. You hurt them emotionally. Maybe you let them go, or they feel like you didn't value them. So I don't know if this person does it. Oh, okay. Whoa. So there was deceit. So there's someone here who feels wronged by you because you deceived them. This is their perspective. I'm not saying you actually deceived them, but they feel like you deceived them. And therefore, they're going to let this be known. So this could be in business. So if you have, let's say like you have your own business or something, this could be like a disgruntled customer or client who feels wronged by you. They feel like you were deceitful. You have like deceitful practices, and so maybe they leave like a bad review on your website or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, it's like they want you to lose clientele. That's what I'm getting. It causes a headache for you, so be careful. It's right below someone is acting stupidly, so I feel like this person is taking things too far. They're taking it too personally. I don't know. People do that. Okay, crib. Birth or conception of a child or enterprise. Whoa. 10 of Pentacles. So, I mean, that could be either way. This could be in addition to the family or a new business. So, yeah. Confirmation there. This is like fairly soon. This is like within probably 2 months or so. Or it could even be something that you've been planning already. You've had this in the works. A business you've been, yeah, it could be. Like you've been working on this with other people. Maybe you hired someone to consult with. I feel like this is a lawyer for some of you. Like maybe a lawyer is helping you with some paperwork to start some kind of business or get something, I don't know, up and running. Okay, plenty of material things. The Ace of Cups reverse. Temperance. Okay. The Three of Pentacles. Knight of Swords reverse at the bottom. Let me do one more for this. Eight of Swords reverse. Okay. I'm getting here. There's something that you may be working on within a group, but there's like some creativity that you haven't allowed to flow. Yeah, because you're too much in you're overthinking something. So you're not allowing for your creativity to really take over. Again, something about the heart space. Some of you could really benefit from like a chakra realignment. Because I feel like for a lot of you, your heart space is closed, and that could be affecting, I mean, it's affecting many areas of your life. Your relationships, your business. I just feel like your creativity isn't flowing the way it has the potential to. Which is a shame because I mean, if it did, you're doing well here. I see you're doing well without that. So imagine with this component, if you just let your heart just flow. Explosion. Okay, so we have carrot here, opportunity or windfall. Yeah, see? So you keep overthinking. So there's an opportunity being presented to you, but you're worried, like you're stressing about it. You feel like, oh, it's not going to work out. Like I don't know. Justice reverse. You have difficulty making decisions because you overthink things. And yeah, look, again, the Five of Swords. This is mental conflict. So it kind of leads you to miss out on certain opportunities because sometimes you just have to like strike while the iron's hot. And you might have this tendency to wait a little bit too long in this pattern of rumination. Okay, lion, time to act. Yeah, see, I feel like that's what this is telling you, is like, stop thinking so much about it. Like, go more with your intuition. Again, I'm gonna suggest a chakra realignment for for you guys, because I feel like a lot of you could benefit from it. There's something that's off. It's not flowing. Time to act. Wow, okay. We have Temperance and the Six of Wands. So there's something that was divinely guided. You are going to be getting messages that the time is now. Okay, this is divinely orchestrated, and it will lead you to some sort of success. There is an opportunity here, but you have to know when to act. Like, go with your instinct. You will be given signs. All right. Let's see your oracle card. Ooh, this one went way long. Get a drink. Adjustments are required. Yeah, I feel that. Adjustments are required. It's a realignment. Okay, communication is key. New moon in Gemini. Let's see. A successful relationship usually comes down to one thing: communication. And the new moon in Gemini card is all about the start of a new cycle for communicating with the person at the center of your question. Talking things through is the answer to whatever it is you're asking about. If you can't talk to that person, you can journal about it to yourself. Emails, text messages, and all other forms of communication will also help you now. If the issue you're asking about concerns a sibling or neighbor, there's a new start coming, a time to wipe the slate clean and start over. This card could also suggest you've been too frivolous lately and need to get grounded again. But most importantly, drawing this card emphasizes the need to communicate. Okay, we are in a Mercury retrograde, so maybe you're feeling the need to reach out to someone to talk about something from your past. That does usually Mercury retrograde usually does trigger that in people, like this need to reach out to people from the past that maybe you haven't communicated with. So you may be feeling or experiencing that. If you do, I would say, watch your words because also during the retrograde, things could come across in not a way that you would like. So a lot of miscommunications, and so just be very cognizant of how you're getting your message across. Really think about it. Don't just have like verbal diarrhea. Like think about what you're going to say before you go out there and say it. But definitely, if you feel the calling to speak to someone, reach out and do so, because that's what the cards are saying, is that now would be a good time to wipe the slate clean. Remember I said here something about siblings as well, children and siblings. So I don't know, maybe you've had a falling out with one of your siblings. If so, like now would be the time to reach out to them and repair the damage maybe that was done. All right, Scorpio, I hope that this message was helpful, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.